What's up, everyone? This is Joe Rowan, and I am the lead fantasy analyst at Just Baseball. And I'm coming at you today with some value plays from ADP 200 to 150. So, with that, let's get started. First up, we have Michael Toglia of the Colorado Rockies. And just to start off, let's be real here. The power in Coors Field with this guy, he's got a ceiling of about 30 to 35 home runs if everything breaks right. He's got major strength, and he actually landed in the 90th percentile or better last season for xWOBA, xSlug, average exit velocity, barrel, hard hit, launch angle, and walk rates. So he's the real deal. And as I talked about in my articles, power, it's the single most important factor when it comes to offensive fantasy baseball. Because not only do you get that boost in home runs, you also get a boost in runs, a couple RBIs here and there, even a little boost to your average when people go deep. So invest in Toglia. I think you'll be glad you did. And coming as cheap as he is at 194, he's a good first base option. Next up, we have Tyler O'Neill, who is playing for the Baltimore Orioles this season after being with the Boston Red Sox in 2024. Last season, he hit 31 home runs in 113 games. It's a very good pace. And with the fences moving in now in Baltimore, he could go for about 35 to 40 if we get 130, 140 games out of Mr. O'Neill. He's playing in a strong lineup in Baltimore, behind guys like Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and that will definitely help his counting stats. And I could even see more steals coming. In the past, he's stolen 10 to 15 bases, and I would really love to see that type of production out of a power hitter like O'Neill. Just like Toglia, you can never have enough power in your lineup, so he would be a very good outfield option at 189. Next up, we have a southpaw coming from Philly, and his name's Christopher Sanchez. He's coming at number 187. People forget that last year he came 10th in Cy Young voting, 10th place. He had a 3.32 ERA, and this guy induces a lot of soft contact. He's got a very good ground ball rate, and it's kind of a rarity. He's not striking out the world, but he's got a 98th percentile chase rate. And he's a tall guy, very long extension, which I like, long wingspan. And he throws hitters off balance with that nasty changeup of his. So I like Sanchez coming into this year. He'll really boost your fantasy rotations. Now let's talk about Kerry Carpenter of the Detroit Tigers. If only AJ Hinch would play him in the lineup every day. That's AJ. That's the only way that you get better. I would love to see him in the lineup every day, even against lefties. Coming at as cheap of a price as he is at 180, it's definitely worth it to invest in Carpenter, even if Hinch sits him on the bench against certain lefties. Because last season, in 296 plate appearances, he had 18 home runs with a 932 OPS. It's crazy. And he actually has better sprint speed than you would think. So he's a pretty athletic guy. So let me ask you, would you rather have a veteran like Nick Castellanos, who's going before him, or Carpenter? Because I know my answer. Now let's talk Eugenio Suarez of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, even though this team didn't make the playoffs last season, they were impressive. Their offense was very impressive. They scored the most runs out of anyone in MLB. So that just tells you, hopefully their pitching improves. I think it will with Corbin Burns, but we'll see. To be continued. So Suarez, in the last 4 seasons, he has a combined 114 home runs. That's almost 30 per year. He's going to be a consistent power source. The average falters at times, but he's been higher as of late. And with this one, I do see a little bit of a market inefficiency. Free agent Alex Bregman, who doesn't even have a team yet, he's going 4 rounds before Suarez. And for a guy with a lot less power than Suarez, who maybe has an advantage in average, if anything, he's about a 260 hitter, and Suarez is about a 240 hitter. I'd go with Suarez. I'd take that power all day long. Now we have Josh Lowe of the Tampa Bay Rays, who will be playing in George Steinbrenner Field this season. He had a breakout 2023. He was injured all of last year, but when he did come back, he showed signs of encouragement. The Rays in the depth in the outfield. Their depth isn't that great. They don't have a lot of good backups this season. So again, just like Kerry Carpenter, I would preach to Kevin Cash, the only way he gets better against lefties is to send him out there. He's got that 20-30 skill set, that power speed skill set. So I would definitely make that investment. And actually, his career AAA slash line, 298, 385, and 539 with an OPS of 924. That's how you know he'll be a good producer at the major league level when he's hitting AAA arms like that. Most likely, I like him again in 2025. Now, lastly, let's talk about Shane Baz, the Wizard of Baz, on the same team as Josh Lowe. Now, he's coming off Tommy John surgery, and they were very careful with him last year. They've been very careful with him for the past 5 years. Seems like we've heard about Baz a lot. But I do believe that he's ready to go, and hopefully they set him loose in 2025. In the 79 innings that he pitched last year, he had a 3.06 ERA and a 1.06 whip. That was very good, very encouraging there. And his K rates were down a little, so I would like to see that bump up. Hopefully it will, coming off an injury. And I think, as I said before, they were very light with him. So hopefully that velocity gets back to where it was so those K rates can go up. He's got big potential, and he could be an ace at this time next year. He could be way up on draft price. So you'll probably won't get him as cheap as 157 again, because I do expect him to have a very, very good season. So with that, I would encourage you to subscribe to our Just Fantasy Baseball channel, because I'll be here with you all draft season long, giving you some tips and tricks to win your leagues.